What's up, guys? This is Will of Will H Tech Review, back with another video. And today we're taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy S20. I've had this about 2 weeks, so I want to talk about some of the things I like about it, some of the things I don't like, and just give my overall opinion on after having this device for 2 weeks now. So I picked this up on launch day. I traded in my Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And I got a couple of $100 credit for that, so that dropped my price down to $800. And I also was they gave me some credit available to spend, so I ended up picking up the Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus for 25 bucks, I think they were. So that was a great deal for me. I really appreciate it because I like these a lot. And so that's how I ended up picking this up. So first I want to talk about the hardware on this device. This thing is incredibly small, slim, really, as you can see, I can put almost wrap this thing around in my hand there, and I have medium-sized hands, not huge hands, but it's incredible how they put a 6.2-inch display in this small body like this. I really have to say kudos to them for doing that and keeping this very small. So that's one thing. I really normally like big phones. My iPhone, this is about the same size as my iPhone XR, but as you can see, this is much wider. The XR is much wider, and it feels just like a bigger phone in hand, although this has a 6.1 inch and this is 6.2 inch. They just did this incredible deal here, putting that size screen in this. Now where I don't like about it, when you're typing on this, compared to the iPhone here, it's not as wide, so the keyboard doesn't feel, the keyboard feels really small on the S20 compared to the XR, and they're about the same size, but this is much wider. So that's one thing I don't like about it, is how the size of it does affect the keyboard to me. So I do like how they put this chrome accent all the way around here. I'm not sure if that's what type of metal that is. I don't know if it's stainless steel or whatever, but it's beautiful. It's a beautiful color. Sometimes I think I see a hint of blue in that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm seeing things, but it definitely is good looking. You do have your volume up and down and your power button on this side, and that works out perfect for me. I'm right-handed, but I like to operate my phone in my left hand. So when the screen is off like this, I can definitely get into it and pop right back in like that, and I can work my volume and everything. Now this is just the right size where I can reach all four corners as well. Nothing's loose on here. You got your mic up here, you got your SIM card tray, as well as your micro SD card. You got your mic down here, Type-C charger, and a speaker there. And then, like I said, your power button, up and down button, and your camera hump on the back, which sticks out, so you might want to use a case with this, because if you set it down without a case, you're going to stretch your lenses up. You have a little Samsung logo there, and then this baby blue, powder blue, whatever you want to call it. This is a gorgeous phone, and it does pick up hue, accents of light when you move it around. So really like that I picked up this color, man. This color is great. You can also get it, this is called Cloud Blue. You can get it in Cloud B, Cloud Pink, Cloud White, and Aurora Red in some places, I think. But yeah, this is nice. Kept the original screen protector on here. I haven't bought a screen protector, but yeah, the hardware is nice. So let's go ahead and talk about the display on this thing. So it has a 6.2 inch display, 1440 by 3200. 20 to 9 aspect ratio, 563 ppi. Corning Gorilla Glass 6 has a 120 hertz refresh rate. So what I got to say about all of that, this display is absolutely gorgeous. The colors on this thing are the best I've ever seen. My Note 9, Samsung made that display as well, but this just blows it out the water. That's a couple of years older, and they have done some remarkable things with the display on this. The display is definitely great. The colors look absolutely stunning, like I keep saying, but it's the truth. It's definitely a great display, and as you can see, that 120 hertz refresh rate is awesome. I have never had a phone. My Google Pixel XL is 90, but this 120, you have to see it in person because it's definitely makes a difference. And if you go into the settings here and go to display, see here. You go here and they have a little cartoon illustration there that shows the difference in it, as you can see. Now, when you're running a 120 hertz refresh rate, you can't run it at its full resolution, so you have to run your screen resolution at 2400 by 1080. You can't run it at your 3200 by 1440. That's the only way you can run it. But I've been getting pretty good use out of it. I really like it, and it hasn't really affected my battery at all using it like that. So this is dust and water resistant, IP68, up to 30 minutes. So the display and everything has been great on this. Now let's talk about the speakers. Now this has two speakers. It has one at the top with dual speakers. The speakers are okay. They're not the loudest on this device for some reason or another, but they sound pretty good, and I do keep it on Dolby Atmos to help with the sound, but these are not going to be the best speakers on a mobile device today. My Pixel 4 XL has more clear, deeper sound than these. So next, let's talk about the battery. So this has a 4,000 milliamp battery. Does feature reverse charge, so I like that feature as well. If my Buds Plus run out of power, I can always stick these on the back, give them a little juice right there. So I do really like that, and it also has fast charging as well. I'm getting 5 to 6 hours of screen on time, which is great for me. So that pretty much lasts me all day. No issues with the battery. So next, let's talk about the cameras on this. So this has great cameras. It has a 12 megapixel on the rear, along with a 64 megapixel camera, capable of shooting up to 8K video on this. I haven't tried it out. I'm going to definitely try it probably and see how it goes. You can also shoot 4K up to 60 frames or 30 frames per second. I'm not sure. I'll flash it on the display. And your selfie camera is a 10 megapixel, shoot 2160p at 60 frames per second, which is great. So they both put out great pictures and video. I haven't had any focus hunting issues with my device as far as focus hunting or anything like that. I have seen videos where people are having that, but the few times that I've used it, I haven't had any issues with the focus hunting. Photos come out really great on here. Here's a photo that I took here, a couple of photos. Now this is showing some flowers, a bunch of flowers there, and they come out great, man. And you can zoom in pretty far on them, and it still doesn't lose any quality from the pictures. So that's great. The cameras have been great. Now, I'm not going to go into all the features of the cameras. There are other people out there that have videos that can go into that deep. I'm not a photographer. I don't know all the lingo and the language and how to use that. My deal with me, I like to have a point and shoot and keep it moving. So next, let's talk about performance. This has the Snapdragon 865 processor, 12 gigabytes of RAM, and 128 gigabytes of storage. All that to say, this thing is a beast, man. Apps open up and stay open. You don't have to worry about going back to that app and it's not working. So you can see all of these apps open up. I can go right back to them. As you see, swipe across, and they're all still there, and they don't close out or try to restart or anything. The 12 gigabytes of RAM is a beast on here. This is running the new update. Let's see what it's running. I did get an update out of the box. So I'm running One UI version 2.1 Android 10, and I think my security update is up to date and everything. So performance has been great. No heating up, no kind of errors or anything like that. Okay, so some of the features that I like about this. Now, there's so many features on the Samsung phone, you will never be able to cover them all, but I do like the fingerprint sensor there. I do like the idea of the facial recognition being so fast. just like that. I just like the display on here, how it goes almost bezel-less here. It's so many features, man. If you go in the drop-down menu here, you see you got you got your wireless power sharing. You do have links to window. That is one that I'm anxious to try out and I'll make a video on it as soon as I can. You got your blue light filter, smart view, screen recorder. You got your secure folder, quick share, music share, and dark mode, kids home, Bixby routines, focus mode. So you got a lot of features, and this is just in the drop down menu. If you go in here, you can, in your settings, you can find all types of features with this device. So it's too many to go into, but if you ever had a Samsung device or you haven't, then just about anything you want to do with a Samsung device or with any device, you're gonna find those features on this Samsung device. So overall, after 2 weeks of having it, it is a very nice phone. Really like how small and compact. Although I do like big phones, this one has kind of changed my mind. The only thing I wish is when I'm typing on it, that the keyboard would be a little bit wider. As you can see, one thumb, man, and I'm covering up half of the the keyboard, so it's a lot of typos for me on here. I make a lot of mistakes, so that is the only one major gripe that I have with this device. But after 2 weeks, it's great. Catch you guys in the next video. Will H, and I'm out.